been reading this book about cock.
It's showtime at Anoka Ramsey Community College. A cast of 8 students is staging their fall production called The 5th of July. A group of friends who came of age in the 60s have a reunion where they reminisce about shattered hopes, buried resentments, lost dreams, and the unhealed trauma of the Vietnam War.
It's very unique. It's a slice of life, and it's just very wholesome to see. Me as a cast member, I had so much fun just like going through the story and getting to know these characters, and the audience is going to have a lot of fun with it.
I think it's a comedy. I think it's really funny. But then there's also some serious moments, like real-life problems.
Performances take place October 27th and 28th, along with November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Anoka Ramsey. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. All community members are welcome to attend. For ticket information, log on to arcctheater.com. By the numbers, the Anoka Credit Union has quite the story to tell. From membership in the single digits when it was born in 1963, the credit union is now more than 18,000 members strong, some 60 years later.
We were started by a couple of educators in the Anoka School District.
Back then, it was known as the Anoka School District Number 11 Employees Credit Union. But in 1993, the state chartered credit union changed its name and opened membership to a more diverse population.
You know, our products and services are incredibly tailored to our members' needs, and we are continually looking to improve those products and services.
Hesley says the biggest difference you'll notice with a credit union versus a bank is the personalized service. They also boast higher deposit rates, along with lower loan rates and fees. AHCU is owned by its members and governed by a member-elected board of directors.
We're not driven by profit, so everything that we do goes back into the membership.
AHCU is proud to give back to the communities it serves, from financial scholarships and book drives for educators to a debit card that gives 5% back to select schools for every swipe. Anyone who lives, works, worships, attends school, or volunteers in a county served by AHCU can join. Also, select employer groups give their employees eligibility regardless of where they live.
On Tuesday, city officials joined together with staff from Mercy Hospital and Allina Health to celebrate the new inclusive playground at Mercy Park.
Partnerships like this one with Mercy and the Allina Health Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute are critical to the community.
The Allina Health Foundation made a $40,000 donation to the city of Coon Rapids to help upgrade the park to be accessible to even more children ages 5 to 12.
After more than a year of planning, we are very excited to have this playground at its completion.
Rehabilitation manager Sarah Rohde from Courage Kenny Institute is excited for their pediatric patients to be able to use the park.
We anticipate that this park will be used by families who live nearby, and it's a wonderful option for therapy sessions for our clients.
Like 9-year-old Amos Perkins, who worked out under the guidance of his therapist. Amos's mom said he's thrilled with the new playground.
He loves the park. He thinks it's tons of fun to play on. It works for him, for what he needs, for his abilities, and that's fun.
The improvements to the park took place this summer. The work that went into the playground's rubberized surface was labor-intensive.
That rubber surfacing is able to absorb, to help eliminate injuries, and it also for wheelchair accessibility and walkers and things of that nature.
I think some of the most exciting ones was the friendship slide where you can go down with a friend or go down with a parent right next to you was super fun.
Pediatric physical therapist Jessica Jacklich likes a lot of the playground's special features.
To be able to come together and make something that we could use in treatment more often, just the quick walk across the parking lot to get to it and to watch their eyes light up when they can get to the things that they want to play with.
Meanwhile, the Allina Health Foundation continues to raise funds for a future Phase 2 of improvements at Mercy Park.
We are in the planning stages for a Phase 2, and it's based on children from 2 to 5 years old. We call them tot lots.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, October 17th City Council meeting. On a 6-1 vote, the Council approved an ordinance that prohibits the short-term rental of private homes in Coon Rapids. The new ordinance prevents homeowners from renting out their homes for less than 30 days on platforms like Airbnb and Vrbo. The majority of the council feels it's more appropriate to limit short-term rentals to hotels, motels, and other similar accommodations, which are appropriately zoned. The ordinance does not prohibit a homeowner from renting out a room if they are also living at the property. The City Council approved another new ordinance this week, this one relating to parking near Crooked Lake Park. Parking will be banned on the south side of 131st Avenue between Crooked Lake Boulevard and Arrowhead Street from May 1st through September 1st each year. Crooked Lake Park is heavily used during the summer months, which leads to on-street parking concerns for nearby residents. A big promotion had police officers out in force at Tuesday night's meeting.
I, Tanya Harmoning, do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Tanya Harmoning has traded in her sergeant's badge for the title of police captain. Mayor Jerry Cook administered the oath of office on Tuesday night. Captain Harmoning has been with the department for nearly 22 years, most recently serving as the sergeant of investigations.
Although Captain Harmoning possesses many attributes that we believe will make her successful in her new role, her passion and commitment to the wellness of others are what have always stood out to me.
Captain Harmoning was instrumental in helping launch the embedded mental health professional in the department, which is now a model for other agencies. And 2 years ago, she pushed for a mental health wellness program that now requires all department members to have an annual checkup with a mental health professional. Congratulations. And that's a quick recap of the October 17th City Council meeting. As always, you can find the full meetings on cable or the CTN Coon Rapids YouTube channel.
As the outdoor colors change with the season, so too inside the Coon Rapids Civic Center, there's a change of color.
Like this one was the first place winner in our photo contest.
It was the first time Arts Commission Chair Marianne Keene saw the display case filled with art on display, the new rotational public art program created by the Arts Commission with help from the city of Coon Rapids.
Anybody that does artwork, and is good at it, it's a good way to get their name out there as an artist by having it displayed, because it's in a public place where people can walk in anytime the city's open and see what's out there on display.
The initial display went up on October 1st and will continue through the end of the year. It includes top photos from the city's annual photo contest, and it also features a colored pencil drawing by a regional artist. The commission hopes to rotate the display quarterly, installing new artwork every 3 months.
I think it's just getting the word out that the city is going to display, artworks, that people, who are artists or are really good at drawing, that they can contact, the city through the website, and, they may just end up with her print in the case there.
If you want to find out more about the Coon Rapids Art on Display program, you can scan the QR code or go to coonrapidsmn.gov/art on display for details.
The Anoka School Board election is just a few weeks away. 3 seats are on the ballot, and we already know there will be at least 2 new faces on the school board next year. In District 1, incumbent Erin Ears McCardle is seeking another term. She is being challenged by Linda Hoekman. Moving to District 2, 2 people are seeking the seat currently held by School Board Chair Marcy Anderson, who isn't seeking re-election. Those candidates are Zach Arco and Susan Witt. And in District 5, 3 people are seeking the seat currently held by Vice Chair Nicole Hayes. The candidates are Michelle Langenfeld, Scott Simmons, and Cyrus Wilson. All 3 seats represent portions of Coon Rapids. To learn more about absentee and in-person voting, log on to mnvotes.org. If you haven't seen him out and about yet, look for him at upcoming community events. We're talking about Rocky the Raccoon, the city's longtime mascot who got a major makeover this year. All right, and there is our new city mascot, Rocky. He's actually making his debut in the parade. The Coon Rapids 4th of July celebration is always a big deal, but this year's parade had an extra special guest.
We knew many months ago that we were going to introduce Rocky again, reintroduce him to the community with a splash, and the 4th of July seemed like a natural fit for that.
Since July, Rocky has popped up at various community events, including a Summer in the City meeting, Night to Unite, the Coon Rapids Love My Pet Fair, and Fire Department Open House.
He's a new and fresh version, but he's not a new idea.
Coon Rapids has used raccoons in its city logos dating back to the late 1960s. Their look may have changed over the years, but not the fact that they were the inspiration for the city's name.
It became important to the council and to city staff and to community volunteers that we celebrate the history of Coon Rapids and take ownership over our image and our story and the narrative of what Coon Rapids is all about.
The new Rocky went through several iterations before coming to life this summer, following many rounds of feedback from city staff, council, and community volunteers.
You have to think about the ears, the shape, the fur, how furry or not furry is it? How big and bright or not are the eyes? Should it have whiskers? Should it not?
All that feedback led to this Rocky, who has more than just fur to keep warm. He has different themed vests and even ice skates to represent the city well at events throughout the year.
The kids love him. It's so cute to be at an event and see a little one just run up and hug his big furry legs or, give him a high five. That is what we want to create for an atmosphere here in the city, and it's been really fun and rewarding to see that come to fruition.
Throughout the 1800s, there was an abundance of raccoons along the Mississippi River and a nearby creek. The raccoons inspired early settlers to start referring to the creek as Coon Creek, which eventually became the basis for the city being named Coon Rapids decades later.
On Tuesday, some students at Hamilton Elementary got out of class for a special visit.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. My name is Robert, and I'm here on behalf of the Coon Rapids Fire Department.
Fire Inspector Robert Erickson and his team of firefighters hosted the Fire Prevention Week program for kindergarten through second graders. This year's theme is Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to fire prevention.
We're just making sure that the little kids stay out of the kitchen. You can be big helpers with the first graders and second graders, but just know that when something's on the stove, we want to make sure that they stay away from it.
I think your kitchen's on fire. My kitchen!
Puppets Sparky the Fire Dog and Freddy made students think about what could happen in the kitchen.
If we have an incident, maybe that mom and dad are cooking, what's the number we call? 911, very good. Can you step back in here again, in the middle?
And students learned how a smoke detector works.
We got to get ready and get to a fire really quick. So he pulls his pants up. The next thing he does is he puts on his jacket. You hear that? That's him breathing every time you hear that, okay? So he is now breathing the oxygen that's in this tank.
They got to high-five a firefighter in full gear and see how they approach a home fire scenario.
Open your door slowly. She looks out and she doesn't see any smoke, okay? So what should you do?
They also got to practice escape plans and how to get out of the house safely, key lessons from Fire Prevention Week.
This is a fire prevention message that has been going even since I was a kid in elementary school here in Coon Rapids.